All right, let's get into some Q&A. Okay. Um, how do I know if he's from God or just a distraction? Well, distractions feel intense. God's alignment just feels peaceful. If you feel rushed, pressured, or pulled out of character, pause. God doesn't send confusion, right? He doesn't send confusion wrapped in chemistry. Cool. Number two, why would God remove someone I loved? Reason is because you ask for purpose, not just passion. You ask for covenant and not just connection. So God remove what feels good if it blocks what's meant to be. Um what if I'm tired of waiting? Waiting is not punishment, it's protection. God would rather delay you than let you attach to someone that will break you. He really will. How do I know he's spiritually mature? Watch how he handles correction. Watch how he handles frustration. Watch how he handles temptation. Spiritual maturity shows up in the fruit, not just phrases, okay? What if he says he loves God but doesn't lead? Belief without discipline is immaturity. A godly man leads himself first in prayer, in consistency, and integrity. Am I behind because I'm still single? No. There is no expiration date on God's purpose. You're not late, you're being prepared, okay? How do I stop entertaining men God clearly didn't send? Strengthen your no. Loneliness will tempt you to entertain what God already told you to release. What does equal yoke really means? Okay, so equal yoke is it's not just about both of you going to church. It's shared convictions, shared direction, shared obedience, shared reverence. It's two people moving together, right? Not like dragging each other, moving toward God, not dragging each other, right? How do I know if I am ready for a godly marriage? Can you submit to God? Can you communicate without manipulation? Can you apologize? Can you forgive? Marriage magnifies who you already are. So if you can submit to God, if you can communicate without manipulation, if you can apologize, if you can forgive, you're on a good path for marriage, right? Why do I keep meeting men who aren't ready? Because God will expose patterns before he elevate promises. If you keep attracting the same spirit, check the access you're giving it, okay? What if I miss the one? You cannot miss what God has ordained. If someone can walk away and build with somebody else, they were never your covenant, okay? How do I stay pure in dating culture that pressures compromise? Remember, your body is not a bargaining chip for commitment. A man who requires access to stay is not a man prepared to lead, okay? What if I'm scared God's promise won't happen for me? Faith isn't pretending you're not afraid. Faith is choosing trust anyway. God is not writing love stories for everyone else and skipping you. Okay, last one. What should I focus on while I wait? Focus on you. Focus on yourself. Get to know yourself more. Your healing, your calling, your discipline, your peace. Work on things. Heal some things that have been broken in you. Try to be a better version of yourself. So while you're waiting, don't focus too much on like the spouse and all of that. Just focus on yourself, the healing, and because while you're waiting, God is also preparing you while he's preparing your future spouse. So for me, I would rather be single and aligned with God than to be married out of his will. What God has for me won't require for me to compete, compromise, or chase, right? So, end of my Q&A. Have a great day, y'all. Happy Valentine's Day.